Morning viewers, if you are just watching, this is Jamano Media TV. Today on the 16th of November 2022, we brought you our headlines on the Standard newspaper. The headlines are as follows. GRT says World Cup would not be on satellite, and ex-State House driver Sumare open defense in diplomatic passport trial. Gambia hosts 8 AC Impact Regional meeting. Aki victims' families outraged by medical officer acquisition demand apology. And now the news in details. GRTS says World Cup would not be on satellite. State House broadcaster GRTS, the only station with rights to show the World Cup starting this month, has said due to FIFA regulation, the Global World Cup showpiece will not be aired on satellite but will be shown live on the terrestrial network. GRTS management regrets to inform the 8 viewers that the World Cup matches will not be available through satellite receivers and management. Viewers to acquire the traditional outdoor or internal television antennas to watch the matches. A statement from the broadcaster obtained by the Standard stated yesterday. It also apologized viewers for any inconvenience. The Standard called up an expert for more details. He said what is happening is that FIFA is not allowing GRTS to air the matches on satellite because the national broadcaster bought are only for the Gambian audience. So the only avenue GRTS has to make use of this deal is to air it on terrestrial network, which means people who used to tune GRTS on satellite, example through the receiver boxes, will not be able to watch the matches on that receiver, but will now move to use the whole fashion inbuilt antenna on the TV, connect the TV on out antenna just it used to be before the advent of satellite viewing. Our expert added that with most Gambians already used to satellite viewing, they will have to adjust back to the old ways of TV viewing, at least for the duration of the World Cup. And now we have the State House driver Sumare opens defense trial. The driver, who was one time a State House driver in State House, that's Mansa Sumare, opens a defense trial about the diplomatic passport. Mansa Sumare, President Barrow's former driver, has opened his defense in the criminal trial involving him and one Ibrahima J.S. Sane, a former protocol officer at the Foreign Ministry, before Justice Ibrahima Jaite at the Banjul High Court. The two are standing trial on forgery of documents, amongst others. Mansa Sumare stated that he was the personal driver to the president between 2017 to 2020, and he knows his co-accused Ibrahima J.S. Sane in the 2016 election campaign. The accused further testified that one Pamodo Drame introduced Bakari Suso to him in 2019, and that one day, whilst he was sitting at his home in Busumbala, Pamodo Drame came with Bakari Suso and one Ibrahima whose surname he cannot remember. Mansa told the court that after they exchanged pleasantries, Pamodo Drame told him that Bakari Suso wanted a diplomatic passport. Mansa further told the court that he informed them that his compound was not the place to talk for diplomatic passport, and directed him to write a letter to the office of the president. Mansa disclosed that Bakari Suso then told him that he was going to write a letter, which he eventually did and gave the letter to one Modu Sow, a senior protocol officer. Mansa ascertained Modu Sow, who called him, informing him that Bakari Suso's application has been approved, and Modu Sow, has written a letter to be sent to the Foreign Affairs, but his card had developed a problem. He said Sow then requested Mansa to call him on his way home and give him a lift to drop the letter with the director at Foreign Affairs, and they one proceed with their journey. Mansa told the court that Modu Sow actually proceeded to the Foreign Affairs to drop the letter and came back to the car with the director. The witness said Modu Sow asked him to come with Bakari Suso the following morning and that he has already contacted Bakari Suso. He further disclosed that the following morning, Bakari Suso called him and told him that he was at the Foreign Affairs Ministry gate waiting for him, and after they met, they both went to the director's office, who happened to be one Ibrahim Silla. Mansa said at the office he introduced Bakari Suso to Mr. Silla as the applicant for the letter that Moruso gave to him. Mansa said Mr. Silla went out of the office and talked on the phone with someone, but later returned and told him that the two of them can leave and he will speak to Moruso and they can come back. Mansa Sumare told the court that after that visit to Mr. Silla's office, he did not know anything about the matter anymore. This juncture, Mansa Sumare was shown a document purported to be Exhibit P6, supposedly a letter by defense counsel Saga Gay, and was told that the prosecution alleged that he conspired with the second accused person, Ibrahim J.S. Sani, and forged the document. Mansa denied the allegation and that he has ever discussed Exhibit P with the second accused. Asked if he was computer literate, Mansa replied that he has never sat before any computer. Mansa said Moduso is from the office of the president and takes instruction from the secretary general. Mansa Sumare told the court that Bakari Suso's testimony was punctuated with falsehood and lies, and his claim that to introduce Moduso to him as the director general of the SIS is false and unfounded. Mansa Sumare told the court that the diplomatic passport was issued for free, that Bakari Suso's claim that he gave him $3,400 was false. He said all what he did for Bakari Suso was done out of his goodwill, noting that he has done so many things for people without them paying him. The case continued on this 21st of November 2022, 8 p.m. And now we go to the Gambia host the 8th AC Impact Regional Meeting. The Gambia as a country hosts the 8th AC Impact Regional Meetings. African higher education ministers and key stakeholders met yesterday in Banjul for the 8th African Education Center of Excellence for Development Impact Regional Workshop. The 4-day meeting brings together ministers of higher education and project government representatives from the 11 participating African countries, the leaders of the 53 centers of excellence, subject matter experts, key higher education stakeholders, policy think tanks, and partners such as the World Bank, the French Development Agency, and the Association of African University. Addressing the meeting held at the Sadara Karaba Jawara International Conference Center in Bijilo, President Adama Barrow expressed gratitude and delight to the partners with the World Bank through ECOWAS to be at the center of such a potential impactful initiative. He noted that nothing is more relevant than working towards building the capacity of African university. He said the specific to the AC project, the Gambia is working toward establishing a full-fledged center of excellence in science, technology, and engineering for entrepreneurship. The purpose for this focus is obviously we need adequate human capital that is equipped with entrepreneurial mindset to match our development strides and aspiration. We are eager and cannot wait to graduate our first homegrown engineers who are able and ready to move and provide solutions to local and international industries. This is a vision I share with all of my colleagues in West Africa and Djibouti. Together, we are optimistic key beneficiaries of the AC Impact Project. The Gambia's education reform endeavor put due emphasis on hands-on education and training. To push this agenda forward, my government, through the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, is setting up regional skill centers with the required accompanying curriculum for technical education and training. In the same vein, besides strengthening the existing tertiary institutions, we are committed to expanding opportunities in the applied science at the University of Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, USED. Through this project, we can certainly lay a solid foundation for this new university, focusing primarily on the emerging centers of excellence in science, technology, and engineering for entrepreneurship, Barrow stated. Minister for Higher Education, Per Gomez, encouraged participants to take the workshop and establish the right partnership and network to help people develop Africa higher education institutions to compete in the global market in research and innovation. Together as Africans, through a such project, we are stronger. We can consolidate effort to develop academic and research outputs that can help address youth unemployment, food security, and economic health concerns that have been stifling our respective economics so far, so long, he said. And now the Aki victim families. The Aki victim families outraged by medical officers' acquisition demand apology. Families of children killed by acute kidney injury have been angered by accusations made against them by a senior medical officer, Dr. Anna Jammeh, who accused them of being uncooperative with health investigators probing the Aki cases in the country. Dr. Jammeh, who is the incident manager at the Epidemiology and Disease Control Unit at 81 Francis Small Teaching Hospital, told a National Assembly committee probing the Aki death that the refusal of families. Also told the inquiry some victims refused to respond to the interviews by health investigators while giving incomplete information or false information about the duration of the sickness of their children and addresses. But families of the victim, in a statement signed by its chairman Ibrahima Sagnia and vice chairman Mariama Sisao, shared with the Standard, said they are dismayed by these false accusations, calling it a ploy by the health ministry to divert and distort the issue of Aki in order to prevent justice in the matter. The victim also demanded that Dr. Jammeh withdraw her false and insensitive comments and apologize. With the victims' families hereby totally refused these claims by Dr. Anna Jammeh as false and malicious. These unfounded claims by Dr. Jammeh are once again part of the series of attempts by officials of the Ministry of Health to divide and distort the issue of Aki in order to mislead the public to prevent justice and accountability. We are particularly concerned that the attempt to undermine the investigation is now directed at attacking grieving parents who have no reason whatsoever they refuse to cooperate with investigators. We therefore challenge Dr. Anna Jammeh to disclose the names of the victims who have received to Aki, refuse to cooperate or give false information. The Ministry of Health is aware of the association of Aki victims. Hence, if there is any official investigation at the Ministry of Health, it is necessary that the victim association is formally informed. The association and the victims themselves individually and collectively are integral of any investigation. Hence, it is utterly necessary that victims are adequately informed of any process that is unfolding. Until now, the Minister of Health or any public health officer has ever invited victims as a group to share with them any information. Dr. Jammeh has a duty to tell the National Assembly the truth and perform her duty. She cannot impugn the character and dignity of victims as a means to cover up the truth. We therefore take great exceptions to the misinformation from Dr. Anna Jammeh and wish to call on the Minister of Health, Dr. Amadou Lamin Samate, to ensure that his officials show respect and honesty when they deal with the Aki issues and the victims demanded. So, to wrap up with our news today, we read the headlines once again. GRTS says World Cup will not be on satellite. Ex-State House driver Sumare opens defense in diplomatic passport trial. Gambia hosts 8 AC Impact Regional Meeting. Aki victims' family outraged by medical officers' acquisition demand apology. Thank you for watching. This is your presenter Adam Manjai on Jamano Media TV right here in Kanifing.